Once you've set your goals and purpose, it creates a positive mindset, and that's a good start. But then you need to get into action and start working on building out an assessment program. So there's a few components. One is scheduling. Now, scheduling will keep procrastination to a minimum. Then there's the creation of blueprints, your guidelines for the assessments, the actual assessment creation process. But then there's things to think about like participation. Who's going to be involved in this and when are they going to do that? Modifications. Will you allow for modifications or do you want them? And then using the data based on a purpose of the assessments. All of those components are going to be very important as you start to get into action with your assessments. However your site is set up, there's two things you want to schedule, and that is blueprint creation and assessment creation. There's assessment planning, but you need guidelines to make sure that each assessment is built and created to meet its intended purpose. And that's what a blueprint is. They're guides to keep you focused on your goals and your needs. Get your teams to set up times to discuss and create your blueprints. Now, building blueprints out is a first step. Then you need assessment creation. Deciding when to create these assessments is important, but also looking for situations of when are you going to use these assessments and situations to use the assessments. And when I say situations, are you going to require all students to take the assessment at the same time? Remember, you control this process. It's at your site. Plan for your needs and provide options that work for the grade level, for the team, the department, as to when to administer these assessments that you've created. You're planning out your assessment program and looking at building blueprints and assessments. There's three more things that you should discuss with the team and at the site. Have a consistent answer and a consistent application of the process. And that's, first of all, participation. Which students or classes, departments, courses, or programs are going to take this assessment? Is this an intervention type assessment? Do our English learners take the assessment? Special education at the high school level? Are alternative education classes or courses going to take these assessments or a specific assessment? Then there's modifications. It really helps if you're going to use this data to make decisions that you have consistent rules for using and for modifying assessments. There needs to be reasons to modify those assessments, and then common sense needs to rule here at the site level. Now, the last thing would be the use of the assessments. Who's going to access the performance data? How is it going to be shared? Who will it be shared with? What is an acceptable use of data for a specific assessment? Can we use this for grades, for placement and type of programs, for intervention, either exit or enter? The list goes on, but the data needs to be used in a way to match the purpose for giving the assessment in the first place.